Hello everybody, I'm Yolanda, aka Creative Mommy of Two, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to do a whip and chat. I am going to work on this fun little cupcake. I do have a stand here for it. I just click it in here and I can just put it upright. I have already put a piece of washi tape on my cover and pulled the cover off just in case I can't finish it all in one go. Then I can at least try to get it back on. Going to cut off the first part and just put a bit in here so we can start. It does have a smell coming off of it. Not the best smell. But yeah, this is one of the diamond painting special drill kits that I got from GBFKE, if I'm remembering the name correctly. I'm going to cut that part off as well. So I'm just cutting the bag open and just putting it in here, and then that's that. I do already have finished a few of these coasters. I unboxed these on Monday on the channel, so yesterday for me. So I have these finished already. They are looking really cute. I think this one is the best. My daughter thought this one was fun. So yeah, don't all have this directly the same size, but no worries. They're still fun. And still will hold a cup, I think. I'm going to grab a drink first. I have one of these like 2-liter big drinking things. But yeah, I have tendency to not drink enough. So I wanted to actually have one of these like things where I can just put like a liter in. Ooh, I do need to look around to where I can place my tray. I'll just need to hold it, I think. But yeah, I wanted to actually have a 1-liter version, but yeah, they weren't available at the moment. I saw this one. This was also just the last one, so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to grab this one. And for now, at least, it's working good. I started with it on Sunday. Well, I did drink out of it on Saturday when I bought it, I believe. But yeah, I believe I started at like 7 in the evening. So yeah, then I'm not going to drink 2 liters. So that I can guarantee you. But yeah, so, excuse me, today is the 3rd day I'm drinking out of it. And I'm already, well, I'm behind now because it says 7 o'clock, don't quit now. Well, 19 o'clock. And it's now about 9 o'clock in the evening. But it also starts at 7 o'clock and I did not start it to drink before it was 9 o'clock. So, technically speaking, I'm at schedule, but yeah. The past couple of days I have also completed it before it even was time for me to finish it. So that's a good thing. But yeah, so... Ooh, my lighting is messing me up a little bit today. I'm sorry if you are actually watching the screen and it flashes a bit. I'm so sorry, but sometimes my lighting is being a pain in the behind. But yeah, we'll see how everything goes. Ooh. Well, there you go then. I am working now with one of these pens. This is just a wax pencil. I do need to say I love these a lot for special drills. So yeah, that's my go-to for special drills. For regular drills, I press too hard because I move stuff around with my pen. But yeah, I do like these for these special shaped rhinestones and that kind of stuff. ABs I don't use them for because most of the times I like to multi-place also with ABs. But yeah, for these special drill projects, these are nice. And once they aren't sharp anymore, I'm just sharpening them and I can go ahead. So yeah, they are nice. I do love to use them. Well, then you can go there. Yeah, and these little trays I got from a collab last year. So I do believe GBFKE also has these. So they are like these. They're nice. They're actually really nice for these like special drill projects. So yeah, if you want to have them, do look around on the tools. I do believe they also have them. I've got them from a different company, but I have seen them on multiple sites. So yeah, totally forgot to ask. How are you all doing? I hope you had a good week. What are you working on? Are you excited that it's almost February 1st so we can work together on a movie related something? I was debating on getting up Cat and Jack. I also put up a poll. Most of you didn't care what I would work on, either this one or Kidding Up. The Kidding for working on this one was a close second. Well, a close second. It was close with the third, namely Kidding Up Captain Jack. But yeah, since I'm not feeling the greatest at the moment, I'm gonna get into that in a little bit, but I decided to do just this because I don't need to finish it now. We can just put it aside and finish it tomorrow or whenever. So yeah, I decided to do that. But anyway, as I said, how are you all doing? My week was not so really entertaining this time. But at least it was something. So I'm needing to grab my notes because otherwise I completely forget what I was talking about. Yeah, most of what I did was actually like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So I can't talk about a lot of other days. Most of the times, the rest of the week, especially on a school week, are just normal. Bringing daughter to school, coming back home, having my breakfast, having lunch, picking daughter up, letting them watch TV and stuff like that. So not too special in any kind of way, but just a regular routine and a lot of housework and stuff like that. Not the most interesting, but oh well, it needs to be done. Sadly, laundry, dishes, household chores, they don't do themselves. Would be fun, but too bad. I'm not a Disney princess. It's not when I start singing that animals come and start to help me. To be quite honest, if I start singing, I think they would run away. But oh well. As I said, most is over the weekend, so I'm going to start with Friday, because Friday our daughter had a lucky day. She had a movie night at school. So at 6 o'clock in the evening, they needed to be back in school, or at least the kids that signed up for it. They needed to be back in the school, so the movie would start then. I believe we were 5 minutes beforehand. All the kids from the group she was in were already there because there were just 5 kids watching that movie. It was at least nice that she had a small group. but she did watch Fabeltjeskrant, which, if my memory serves me correct, would translate to Fables newspaper. Well, Little Fables. In case you don't know, as soon as the part of the word is ch on the end, ch of sh, it is like a word that means basically like the small version. So huis becomes huisje. Which basically means that it's like Little Fables, excuse me, newspaper. Because a krant is a newspaper. And a fabeltje is a little fable, if I'm not mistaken, is the correct translation. Sorry if it's not the correct translation. My English, as you know, is not always the best. If you don't know, well, yeah, I'm Dutch, so English isn't my first language, what also might entail that I do need to pause every once in a while to think of the words I need to say, because I need to translate them also. Which doesn't always make things easier for me, but oh well. It is what it is. But yeah, she had the movie there. Our son was just at home regularly because, yeah, he's not going to school yet, so he wasn't allowed to go, obviously. Although I can't wait until he goes to school, just a few more months, and he can also go to school even though when it's his birthday, it directly is vacation. So that's a little bit of a letdown, but can't do much about it. But yeah, our daughter had her movie at school. She loved it. Last year she couldn't go, or at least we didn't sign her in for it, because then we didn't have like the clue of why she would freak out at certain movies, so what would be okay for her. But I was talking with one of the moms. Apparently she's also one of the moms from like the parent committee that actually put together the event. And she told me that that's a reason why they also do one of these like sensitive friendly movies. Because yeah, there are multiple kids that have like the same kind of issues, that are like easily overstimulated. And yeah, these kinds of movies are just easier for them. Because they also had the choice of, if I'm not mistaken, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. No clue which of the few, well, the load of versions, or if it's even a new version, but I do believe that's not even out on DVD or anything. They had Inside Out. They had Home Alone, I believe one, I'm not sure. They had Mario, Super Mario, the first movie. That was apparently extremely popular. I believe I heard that they had like over 70 sign-ups. So yeah, they had a lot of kids for that movie. And there were one of two other movies, but I'm blanking on what they were. But yeah, at least my daughter had some chips, she had some drinks, they had popcorn, and yeah, she enjoyed herself a lot. One of the moms that was watching the class is actually one of our neighbors. And she was, when we picked her up, she was like, dang, she has a lot of energy. It's like, yeah, can you believe she's the least energetic of the two of our kids? So yeah, do keep in mind if you're here next year and he is also coming, because yeah, if you have that class then, good luck. But yeah, she knows that our son can be quite a little handful. But yeah, at least you can see on his face when he is thinking about mischief. But yeah, at least she had fun. It's 8 o'clock. We needed to pick her up again. Then, well, normally she's in bed at like 7:30, so they got lucky. When we got home, they could watch a little bit more of TV, so they had a little bit of a wind down time. After that, they went to bed. Daughter, as per usual, didn't want to, but she didn't make too much of a fuss, so we're happy with that. Because, yeah, sometimes she is not having it, but still needs to go to bed, wanting to or not. Thankfully, everything just went smoothly. Didn't have a big of a fuss the day after. Needed to do some shopping, so yeah, we did that. I also got my new drinking thing, the one I showed you earlier. Just had basically like a regular Saturday. Saturday and Sunday night wasn't the most fun. Because if you've been here before, you might remember a couple of weeks ago I talked about the fact that our neighbors had a pretty loud, probably fire alarm that kept going during the night. It happened again. Not once, but twice in the same night. Thankfully, it just went off like 5 minutes later, so we're just thinking that that they woke up from it. Well, apparently not. Because when I went the day after, because we have a bench in front of our house, basically together with our neighbors, and there were some pumpkins on it, and they were just disgusting. There's no other word for it than disgusting. And I went to the neighbors like, hey, did you put him there? Just in case, FYI, not that we think they put it there and they think we put it there, so nobody will move it. But they apparently did, so that's no worries. But yeah, so they put it there, but they had their like GFT, their groente, fruit, tuinafval, vegetables, fruits, and garden trash. They had their container full because of our neighbor cut their, I believe they said, apple tree. So their container was full, so they were like, yeah, needs to wait around. But yeah, I asked them if we could just throw it in the trash in our container because, well, ours was nearly empty. Because, yeah, I still need to do a lot of gardening work and I have not been feeling up to it lately. And when I've been having energy, I'm basically also needing to do a lot of other stuff. So, yeah. But yeah, I asked them if we could put it in our container and they were like, yeah, please, thank you. Because, yeah, they're, especially one of them, they were not looking the greatest. I was like, yeah, if you ever need to have a little bit of extra space in a container, just let me know. Because most of the times, ours is not full. Maybe like once I start gardening again, maybe then, but at least until we have gotten our garden together, we probably don't have a lot of stuff in there. Maybe once we get our like weeds growing again, but I need to figure that part out. Maybe I can, once the weather starts going up a little bit, I can start pulling everything out and stuff like that, but we'll see how everything goes with that. But yeah, I needed to ask the neighbors, like, can we put those pumpkins away? Because they are starting to look kind of disgusting. They were at least happy with that, so we did that in the evening and grabbed a pair of gloves, container pretty close, and in the end I needed to grab something to hold it up from the bottom. But yeah, we put it in the trash, so now it's good. But once I was there, I also asked, like, did you have a new fire alarm that's also bad, or one of the others that you got at the same time? So like, alarm? I didn't hear a thing. I was like, oh yeah, we did twice at like 12 o'clock. So thankfully my husband was still awake, even though he needed to wake me up because I was just falling asleep. And after that it was like at 6 o'clock or something. I wasn't too happy with that. That was the time that I woke up and I was just like, ah, God dang it. Woke up, poked my husband awake, like, hey, you also hear that? But this time it was like, yeah, just stay in bed, probably is nothing. If it's necessary, I will call you. But it's probably nothing. Which made him go out of bed. He searched around, looked around, went even outside to like be sure that it's nothing. Again, a few minutes later, it was quiet again. So we're like, well, they must have gotten out of bed and heard it. So I guess it's fine. Well, apparently they didn't hear it, but yeah. But I think they're happy that at least we hear it. So if there's something really going on in the night, we hear it and we're the ones that wake them up. Because after last time, we gotten a spare key from them. In case you weren't here for that WIP and Chat, that time also their alarm went off, also like at like 11:30, 12 o'clock something at night, obviously, and they didn't wake up. Tried calling, nobody picked up. Rang their doorbell multiple times, nobody picked up. Banged on the door multiple times, nobody woke up. So yeah, in the end we decided to call the alarm number and just have the police come. Yeah, they did shine in with a flashlight and that's what woke our neighbor up. But yeah, they were quite shaken up with that, so yeah. At least this time, the alarm was quiet. Fastly. We thought they were awake, apparently not, but it all went well. But anyway, that wasn't fun because, yeah, that woke us up. And here our son, being the little demon he is, woke up at a little after 8 in the morning and still was like, yeah, and now I want to go downstairs. So yeah, that meant that I needed to go up. Since he had a little accident, I couldn't go back to sleep again because at that point I was just cold and kind of cranky for waking up the way I did and having to be awake twice in the night. I wasn't the happiest, but I went down anyways. Daughter also came down, so yeah, we had our breakfast and yeah, after that, husband also came down. And just had a regular Sunday. Well, we did pick up we picked up a new lamp like a few weeks ago, but we did hang it up this weekend, or there's not much we on it because it was solely my husband. He was he was scoring husband points. But yeah, he did hang up our new lighting, which made me happy because that was also one of the things on the list to do. In the afternoon, unannounced, our parents-in-law, or well, my parents-in-law, my husband's parents, came over. We're a little bit like, what in the actual world? But let's see if I'm still recording. And yes, I am. Good. But yeah, in the afternoon, parents-in-law came by. Kids got a little bit bouncy because of that. But well. Daughter at a certain point was like, it's getting too much. I'm going upstairs for a bit. I was like, thank you for just going and not being fussy and annoying and cranky and yeah, being a little demon. Thankfully, she now starts to understand at least a little bit, like emotion-wise and stuff like that. So sometimes when it's getting her a little bit much, she just goes upstairs. Like, I want to have a little bit of rest. And we almost always let her go because, yeah, if she needs her rest, she needs her rest. Because he needs to get her bearings back. And then when she's fine, she just comes back downstairs. So, but yeah, if we were like going to eat in like 5 minutes or so, it's like, well, you better stay down or you can go up, but I need to call you back down in a few minutes. That's then most of the times up to her. But yeah. Lush again is starting to meow because it's like 9:30. She's starting earlier and earlier, but she's like, hey, I want my food, I'm hungry. Even though she needs to wait till 11 o'clock. But yeah, the rest of the Sunday wasn't too exciting. Husband did do the grocery shopping, which he does most of the times on Sunday afternoon. And this time at night, we again had a fire alarm. This time it was at, I believe, around 4 o'clock at night. But this time it was wrong. This time it was just that the battery was empty. We had this a little bit ago. We put these rechargeable batteries in it, but yeah, they don't work so well. Which meant that they now were empty again. But we had them laying around the house. So in the morning we just put a new battery in and that's that. But yeah. It was still a case of like, really? Because the way where it hangs, I can't yank it out of the ceiling myself, off the ceiling. I need to wake my husband up. I could do it myself, but I'm not hanging, like almost hanging over our stairs. I'm not that crazy. And my husband is just that few centimeters longer than me, which makes it just a little bit easier for him than for me. If I was home alone, I would still be able to do it, but when he is at home, I rather poke him awake. Which he agrees with me, so that's that. Yeah, wasn't making me happy that, like, again, my sleep was interrupted because I love my sleep. And preferably, I like to have my sleep uninterrupted. Yeah, apparently this weekend wasn't thinking the same. But yeah, then Monday morning, I needed to also be again at my dermatologist. In case you don't know, I am seeing a dermatologist at the moment because I have issues with my scalp. I again don't know the English name, but it's seborrheic eczema, which is like a skin condition. And apparently I have really annoying version because like at a certain point when I have medication, it's just that my body is like, oh, you have this medication. Okay, well then I just make myself stronger or resilient, whatever. She had a certain word for it, but I don't remember what it was. But yeah, so now I am also on an extra medication. So I still need to do my routine of 3 times a week, putting some lotion in my hair, and then in the morning wash it out with a certain shampoo. Ugh, I hate that because I dislike showering in the morning. I really just don't like it. But oh well, at this point in time I don't have much choice because I want to get rid of it, or at least know that I've done close to everything I can before I give up. But it is annoying. But yeah, now I have a medication on top of it, a tablet, which the dermatologist said like sometimes it will work because it basically gives your body like a sort of like a hard reset. So she hoped that in this case that would also be the case, so that hopefully, you know, well, one of these and maybe 2 times in 2 weeks, and then it would start to heal. But it's just annoying. It's also annoying that she works in like the 3 hospitals that like are under the same branch. Well, I almost want to say brand, but yeah, we have 3 hospitals close and she works in all 3 of them because they're all like from the same, yeah, they are the same basically. It's only a different location. So yeah, the only day she was working at the location close to me was the day I also needed to go to the dentist. So I was like, yeah, well, that's not going to work. Because it was also in the morning. I was like, if it was the afternoon, then I wouldn't have any issues because, yeah, dentist in the morning, dermatologist in the afternoon. That would work for me. But yeah, both in the morning, well, you always see then one of the 2 then takes longer, and then I would be late for one of them, and yeah, I'm not going to do that. So yeah, now I need to go to a different location of hospital. But oh well. Yeah, I now have again 6 weeks of this annoying lotion and shampoo. She told me that in case it really goes well and I have like hardly any of my like dandruff like annoying stuff in my hair, I could try to scale down, but yeah, it's a bit of a question of like if that works. But I'm not planning to use that stuff for like the rest of my life 3 times a week. Because first of all, as I said before, I hate to shower in the morning. And also I have the feeling that my scalp is like really sensitive. It feels like if I in the morning brush my hair, I am going to yank out all of my hair. Which is not some feeling I like to have. Which makes that I really much hope that the medication will work, but I do have quite a lot of side effects from it. Today it thankfully goes pretty well. It's also today is the 2nd day, but yeah. Yesterday when I first used them, I was having a headache, which is normal. And it's one of the known side effects. This medication has like a lot of side effects. I had a headache. I was feeling a little bit like, well, not trouble breathing, but yeah, what's the word? I'm not sure what the word is, but yeah, wasn't feeling the greatest. I had a headache. Was like at the point of like, am I dizzy or am I not dizzy? Like, can my body decide? Then I also got a little bit of a stomach ache, which is apparently also a quite regular side effect of the medication. But yeah, today I do have a headache. I already got myself a paracetamol. But yeah, not feeling the greatest. This morning I was feeling like a little bit of nauseous, headache with sometimes, well, especially a headache, and then sometimes a little bit of nausea or like stomach annoying stuff with it. But yeah, it wasn't making me feel very good. I was quite miserable today, especially in the morning. Thankfully in the afternoon it went okay. Now I'm feeling okay-ish. Hopefully it stays like this. Okay, I even hope I feel better, but yeah. At least like this, it's okay. Rather feel okay than bad. I rather feel just good, but oh well. Can't have everything. But yeah, that was basically my week. So it's not the most excited week I ever had, but at least it's something. But yeah, this diamond painting thing will be finished off screen. Did have like two and a half colors done because I still need to do a little bit of the pink here, there also a bit top here. So I do have a few of these stones to place, but yeah, it's looking fun. But I will be showing it to you once it's fully done. As per usual, I hope you liked the video. If you did, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, comment, and all the fun stuff. And yeah, next week it will be in February. So next week we will be having the movies and diamond stuff. So if there is something that you would like me to talk about, let me know down in the comment section below. And who knows, I might be able to do something with it. But yeah, I guess that's all I can ramble on about for now. Which means I am just going to shut up and stop filming. But yeah, as I said, I hope you liked the video. You know the drill. And I hope to see you in the next video. Have a wonderful rest of your night, day, week, whatever applies. See you in the next video. Bye.